What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video, back with another rebuild. This is a realistic rebuild, and what does that mean? Not a whole lot of player-for-player trades, just fairly realistic moves throughout. Yeah, maybe I'll sign a couple good players in free agency where maybe you don't see that for some smaller market teams. I'm still going to trade up and down in the draft, I would imagine. But the biggest thing is we're not going overboard, and we are using a real 2022 NFL draft class. You can download it in the file share. It's my draft class, 2022 NFL Draft Bengal, featuring prospects like Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon, Sam Howell out of UNC, Spencer Rattler, guys like that. Chris Olave, real 2022 NFL Draft eligible players. So no guys like Eli Ricks or DJ Uiagalelei out of Clemson, right? Just actual eligible players for 2022. So maybe we're in the draft, we're looking to upgrade quarterback. Maybe we go Sam Howell. Maybe we go Spencer Rattler. Maybe we go Malik Willis. We're going to have our options. It really depends where we actually pick in the draft. But let's go ahead and talk about this roster, get into this Denver Broncos rebuild. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. It would do me a great service. And if you're going to buy tickets for anything, whether it's tickets to the Broncos or a concert, whatever it may be, use SeatGeek and use code Bengal. You can save yourself $20 whenever you do that. So you're going to go anyway. Might as well get 20 bucks off the top. So let's talk about this team. I actually really like what the Broncos have done in the draft the past few years. I think they have done a good job to surround their eventual starting quarterback with some great talent. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to go with Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock long term. It's certainly not going to be with Brett Rippon. But Teddy Bridgewater, named the starter, probably the best QB on this exact date. Drew Lock, more potential long-term, but isn't really the guy either. He's got a bigger arm for sure, but it hasn't been able to show any type of consistency in the league so far. Jerry Jeudy, I think, is going to break out pretty big in 2021. Cortland Sutton, back healthy, could be big. Tim Patrick's one of the more underrated receivers in the entire league. He's a really, really good player. And in the backfield, Melvin Gordon was one of the league's best running backs for a while, but they brought in Javonte Williams out of UNC. He is a bruising back, and he's actually got pretty great athleticism as well. Javonte Williams is a really, really good player. Really excited to see how his career goes. And with KJ Hamler as a great option as well, this receiving core has potential to do some real damage. On the offensive line, Garrett Bowles was looking terrible, and now all of a sudden he's like, I'm actually really good. And it's like, all right. Dalton Reisner, Lloyd Cushenberry, Graham Glasgow, Bobby Massey. It's not that bad of an offensive line. Of course, drafted Quinn Miners, the biggest gut in the West. Really interesting player. I think he maybe starts in year 2. I don't think I'm going to start him right now. I want to move things around a little bit. I think Glasgow is going to move over and play right tackle. 6'6", 308. That's built like a tackle. And that's how I can get Netani Muti in at right tackle. Player I like coming out of Fresno State. His biggest issue was actually just staying on the field and staying healthy. But Netani Muti, when he plays, is a pretty good player. So he's going to start at right guard for me. Super young as well. This O-line should be phenomenal long term. Might end up having to upgrade at least right tackle, but I think the rest should be fine. And Quinn Miners will work in real soon, just not quite yet. At tight end, Noah Fant, amazing athlete. Albert Okwuegbunam, love him. He looks like he's crying a lot in this picture. Kind of weird. Obviously, teammates with Drew Lock at Mizzou. I think Okwuegbunam is going to get more play time than Drew Lock this year. We'll have to see, though. Okwuegbunam's a stud. Alberto, great player. And then defensively, a lot of good players here as well. They're bringing back the no-fly zone secondary. Justin Simmons, one of the best safeties in the league. Kareem Jackson has experienced a career resurgence in Denver as a safety. He's been great. They brought in Kyle Fuller, who just got cut from the Bears for essentially no reason. And then you look at Bryce Callahan as one of the best slot corners in the league. Ronald Darby's all right. They signed him to, I think, a 3-year, $30 million contract, which is pretty perfect for him. Yeah, something like that. And then you look at them drafting Patrick Surtain inside the top 10. So once Callahan and Fuller and Darby age a little bit, guess what? We have Patrick Surtain right in behind, and he's going to be phenomenal. I know he had a great preseason as I record this. He's going to end up being a monster. Michael Ojemudia as well. The cornerback depth is pretty phenomenal. I'm not sure what we do with all these guys. I think probably nothing right away. Surtain's going to play over Darby. But, I mean, Callahan's probably not going to be here long-term as he's 29. Fuller probably not going to be here long-term as he's 29. Regression starts in Madden at age 28. And especially for cornerbacks, I think that is certainly fair. At linebacker, we got Bradley Chubb and Von Miller as our edge guys. Malik Reed's pretty good as well. And then A.J. Johnson and Josie Jewell up the middle. Could be worse. Drafted Baron Browning. Great athlete. Derek Tuska as well is a little underrated. Coming out of, North Dakota State, if I recall. Yeah, I want to say he was transferred from somewhere else, or was recruited somewhere else, and then ended up at North Dakota State. Could be wrong about that. And then the D-line, got Draymond Jones, Shelby Harris. Shelby Harris is actually great. He's got to be up there for most passes batted down over the past however many seasons. And then the nose tackle spot, not amazing. I think McTelvin Agim could end up playing that role. We'll have to see. I don't know. Strength really isn't there. Is Purcell really going to be my guy? He's not great. We're going to have to replace him. But I think this is probably the best way to set up this team right now. I just want to make sure Patrick Surtain plays a lot. And that's pretty much it. Got a player meeting for mentoring a rookie, Javonte Williams, via Melvin Gordon. Well, let's do long-term development. We want him to be great long-term, but Melvin Gordon's our guy right now. So I think that's pretty clear and obvious. Give him some XP. I don't know what it does. I skipped it. All right, whatever. I'll see you guys at like week 3 where I can actually import the draft class. And then I'll probably simulate to the midseason. You can download it from the Madden Share on PS5. I usually recommend downloading it from the actual main menu because you will get disconnects trying to do it from franchise from time to time. But this time it works perfectly. 2022 NFL Draft Bengal. It's moving up the ranks as I put this out. It is the best class for sure. For sure. 7 rounds basically of real guys. But this guy's got 2 rounds and he's number 1 by thousands of downloads. But yeah, I know we're going to be up to the top very shortly. So if you want a great draft class to use on PS5, I am biased because I made it. But make sure to download that class. I've already got it downloaded, of course, because I uploaded it. And so we're going to use that one. Some good quarterbacks. Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler, who we already talked about at the top. But I'm going to turn on auto scouting. Probably don't even need to look at Derek Stingley. I'm not going to draft a corner right now. That's for sure. Midseason mark. We are 3-4. Wow. Washington football team starting out 0-7. Not ideal from them, as Sam Darnold having quite a year, as is Tom Brady and Colin Kaepernick. Classic stuff there. Who are my expiring contracts? This is going to be really, really interesting. Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan. Okay, that's great. Thanks for that notification. I don't think I clicked exit, but maybe I did. Callahan and Fuller are weird. Kareem Jackson too. You know what could be interesting? Moving somebody back to safety. Kareem Jackson at 33 is just not the move. Oh, everyone's a free agent. Everyone's a free agent. Oh, I didn't really anticipate this at all. Von Miller, we barely even talked about. I don't know how long he's going to be in the league or on the Broncos or what. Seems to be a pretty dicey situation going on with him. Not really sure what his future is going to hold. But I want him back. He's 32, but he's still good. Still really good. I'm okay with a 3-year deal. He's so expensive, but he's still going to be good. Von Miller back. Vonnie Bivashan Miller. I don't know how to pronounce his middle name. It's like B''V Sean. I'm like, ugh, can't do it. Kyle Fuller. I almost want to bring both these guys back. I'm fine with them on 2-year deals. They're both kind of expensive. I imagine Callahan's going to be as well. Like, they're going to regress a little bit, but they're still going to be good. They're still going to be good. Let's do a 2-year deal for Bryce Callahan. He wants more money. Kareem Jackson, I just can't re-sign at 33 years old. Just can't do it. So I'm going to move one of my safeties back to corner. Nope. One of my corners back to safety. Kareem Jackson, unfortunately, going to leave. I'm probably not going to extend Melvin Gordon because we have Javonte Williams. Cortland Sutton, I absolutely want back. We'll give him a 5-year deal. Up the salary just a little bit. And he wants more still. Okay. A.J. Johnson or Alexander Johnson, as he is referred to it now. Had some weird stuff happen at Tennessee. Lost a lot of his career. As you can see, he's only into his 4th year as a 29-year-old. Maybe a 2-year deal for him, which he's not going to want to sign. We're going to need to draft linebackers for sure. But yeah, he wants a totally different contract. Tim Patrick with KJ Hamler probably doesn't make sense to re-sign, but on a 3-year deal, I'm fine with that. So if you want to accept that, awesome. Tim Patrick's back. Josie Jewell, I need back for like 3 years. I didn't anticipate re-signing everybody pretty much at this first midseason mark, but it's like half the team. Malik Reed would be good to have. 5-year deal. He wants more money. Dude, it's like everybody. Wow, we made the playoffs at 8-9. We finished 3rd in the division. The Chargers went 8-9, also made the playoffs. What do the standings look like that we snuck into the playoffs at 8-9? The Bucs went 15-2. Let me check out the AFC. Patriots 13-4, 11-6 Chiefs, 11-6 Titans, Ravens 10-7, Browns 10-7, and then Chargers, Broncos both sneak in at 8-9. The AFC in general was not particularly good. Very top heavy. But we're into the playoffs. We could maybe get lucky and make a run. I don't really know. We can see some of our rookie development traits. I didn't even get to talk about everyone that I wanted to. Like, I wanted to talk about Caden Stearns. I wanted to talk about Jamar Johnson. So we still don't know the development trait of Javonte Williams. I'm sure it's star. And then defensively, yeah, I talked about it. Like, I thought that Jamar Johnson was a really, really good mid-round prospect coming out of Indiana. Absolutely loved him. And then Caden Stearns was a former awesome recruit to Texas. As a Texas Longhorns fan, you know, I saw him absolutely ball out as a freshman and then kind of fight with injuries the entire rest of his career at Texas, which was 2 years. Disappointing, honestly, because he was so unbelievable as a freshman. But Caden Stearns, if he stays healthy, could end up being a stud at the back end. Jonathan Cooper out of Ohio State could end up being a monster as well. He's an edge rusher. He's looked pretty good in the preseason. He looked really good down the stretch at Ohio State and at the Senior Bowl. Cooper is a really good player. And then Baron Browning, we talked about a little bit. Like, I love their draft class. Patrick Surtain, by the way, superstar development. That's really nice. So we need to get him involved. I don't know what we're going to do with this secondary, but we have a lot of decisions to make. Let's check out the stats here. Teddy B, you know, it's kind of a whatever season, I guess, you know, a little bit above what you'd expect from him. 4,100 yards, 26 TDs, 11 picks. Like, he played, he was out there. Melvin Gordon rushed for 1,200 plus yards, but averaged fewer than 4 yards per carry. Not particularly impressive. He just got force-fed the ball. Noah Fant led our team in catches and yards and touchdowns. We got to change this offense. We got to change this offense. Defensively, Alexander Johnson led the team with 127 tackles, 5 of which for loss, 17 from Bradley Chubb, who also had 10.5 sacks, although Von Miller would lead the way. 8 for Shelby Harris, 5 for Draymond Jones. Interceptions, 3 for Fuller, 2 for the rookie Patrick Surtain, the second out of Alabama. Maybe 1 defensive rookie of the year, although I doubt it. It's a weird team, weird results. See if we can beat the Titans in simulation. And we do not. Losing by a field goal, 21-18. And our season's over. Defense played pretty well. Offense was a different story, but I'm excited to get into the first offseason. Really start to patch some of these holes, develop the players, and make the Broncos the powerhouse that they were back when John Elway was actually the quarterback instead of the worst general manager. That's a little rude. No, obviously won a Super Bowl with the Broncos as like president or chairman or GM or whatever, even though I don't think he's doing that anymore. Yeah, from 2011 to 2020, Elway was the GM and executive VP of football operations, and now he's just president of football operations. How much say does he actually have? Probably the same amount, if I had to guess, but maybe even more. Either way. 2021 season recap. Chiefs beat the Seahawks. McCaffrey wins MVP and Offensive Player of the Year as he always does. D4, Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Huh? Zach Wilson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Zaven Collins, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know how D4 got to the Rams, but I guess he's on them now. And let's upgrade the players before we hop into the re-sign period. Patrick Surtain the second. I want to do zone coverage. Could do slot, but I want to do zone because the CPU is not going to upgrade that. Gonna have to jump in and do that by myself. He's up to an 80 overall, so that's really nice. +2 zone coverage. I want to make him a more balanced player. The CPU is just going to straight upgrade man coverage. Kareem Jackson down to an 81. Was that like -6 overall? He got crushed. He is 34, but wow. Bryce Callahan. Oh, Bryce Callahan might be the one to go. Tackling's good. Block shedding's pretty good. I know that's so great for a slot corner. I almost want to move Bryce Callahan to safety. I'm going to extend him. I'm going to extend him. He's back. But I don't know what we do with safety. Melvin Gordon cannot be re-signed. I don't have the money. Alexander Johnson probably not as well. I'm going to bump up the money on Cortland Sutton. He is back long-term. Malik Reed wanted more money. I think it makes sense to bring him back. I don't know what we do, though. It obviously doesn't make any sense to re-sign Teddy Bridgewater. Alexander Johnson's probably got to go. He's just too expensive for a 30-year-old inside linebacker. Bottom line. I want to see what's going on with my O-line. Because we have, well, Graham Glasgow there. What happened to Bobby Massey? Was he an expiring contract? Huh. Well, I guess that problem take care of itself. Just completely gone. Love when things take care of themselves. Von Miller down to a 90. It's okay. Baron Browning can step in and be a fine middle linebacker. Played outside at Ohio State. He was like almost a hybrid player. 64 power moves isn't too bad. Again, great athlete. We could make it work. We could make it work. Kyle Fuller got superstar dev. Interesting. I think Kyle Fuller... I think he sticks at corner, and I move Bryce Callahan to safety. I know he's little, but his attributes, his ability, kind of makes him a good fit at free safety. And there have been smaller free safeties that worked before. I mean, Earl Thomas was only 5'10". That kind of comes to mind. Bryce Callahan, he's definitely tiny, but Justin Simmons now could very easily go over and play strong safety. Callahan goes up to an 87. And we need to look to replace, some of these aging DBs over time. But right now, I just want to make it as good as possible. And then if we draft a quarterback or do something, we actually have a great defense to fall back on where we're phenomenal. We don't have to worry about starting Jamar Johnson right away or Caden Stearns. And our cornerback group is still really, really strong. Is Darby starting to regress? Can't be, right? He did. That's crazy. NFL draft time. If we're going 8-9, under 500, we're actually going to pick fairly late, 19th. Because we're a playoff team. The Giants, my favorite team, pick at number 1 overall. That's brutal. That's brutal. So we're in a really tough position. Do we move up for a quarterback? Or do we just take what we can get? It would take a lot to move all the way up. Also, Bradley Chubb goes up to superstar development as well. Phenomenal from him. Can we get edge threat on him? We can. That's the one. That's the one then. What's going to end up happening is Dalton Risner is going to move over to right tackle. Played everything at Kansas State. I think even some evaluators thought he was going to move to center in the NFL. I think because of his short arms, if I recall. Maybe that was it. But played right tackle at Kansas State a little bit. And maybe a lot, really. And he was quite good there. What is his contract looking like? He should be coming up right to the end of it. Yep. So I might re-sign him and then move him to tackle. Graham Glasgow's not going to be here long term. Just not as a 30-year-old. And with Risner at guard, okay, and Risner at tackle, we would have Quinn Miners and Netani Muti at guard, Cushenberry sticks at center, Garrett Bowles, who's now got to be like 35, just he's 30. Going into year 6, he's 30. Wild. But yeah, Risner at right tackle, that's going to be really good, and we'll save money doing that. Javonte Williams should get better. Receivers need to get better. We need a quarterback. We need maybe a middle linebacker. We need a nose tackle. I think I kind of want to stick in the 3-4. It was good last year. It was really good. I think, unfortunately, we're going to be locked at 19. I'm going to simulate there. All right, any quarterbacks available? Matt Corral, Carson Strong, JT Daniels, Keaton Slovis, Desmond Ridder, Phil Jurkovic, Brock Purdy. None of these particularly standing out. Matt Corral maybe, but if I have to take him in round 1, I'm going to be kind of sad. So maybe let's go a different way. Jordan Davis could be good. Don't really need another corner. But we almost in a way kind of do with our safety situation, because we're bringing back Fuller and Callahan, but for how long? If Trent McDuffie can go back and play safety, I'm not mad at that. I really want to take Trent McDuffie. Jordan Davis would be good too. Oh, man, it's so crazy that we're in a situation where I actually might draft a corner. Like, I know, I get it. And I actually, it's funny. I said I'm not going to take a corner. But with the actual contract situations and regression situations with our secondary, Kyle Fuller, not here long term. Ronald Darby, not here long term. Bryce Callahan, not here long term. So we're looking at a secondary at that point where we'd have to re-sign Michael Ojemudia, and we have Patrick Surtain, and no safety other than Justin Simmons. I know it seems like we don't, but we really have 3 holes in the secondary right now. Or in next year, or 2 years from now. Oh, man. I'm going to do it. I don't care. It's the right move. I'm the GM. I'm making the call. Malik Willis, by the way, went 1 pick before us. But I'm going corner. I'm going Trent McDuffie. Eventually maybe moving to safety. Welcome to the team. 78 overall. Number 7 in the draft. Again, I'm as shocked as anyone that I just took a secondary player. But with his ability in zone coverage, this doesn't have to be a corner. It's just a great, extremely athletic potential safety. So Trent McDuffie at safety could be amazing. He's also going to start over Michael Ojemudia immediately. And we'll see what's available at the back end of the second round. All right, I think I have my nose tackle in Fedarian Mathis out of Alabama. He's another guy I think is probably going to take a jump in real life, getting significant play time. He flashed when I was watching the Alabama D-line last year. Just wasn't really on the field all that much. But the thing is, Christian Barmore, who's a different type of player, by the way, Christian Barmore really wasn't on the field in run defense situations. Fedarian Mathis almost played a similar type of role, but the opposite. And he flashed as a run defender at times with some amazing burst and quickness. I wonder if he's capable of doing that in 2021. It's going to be interesting. He's a nose tackle. That's what we're drafting him to do. Start immediately a nose tackle, 72 overall. Better than normal development, which is nice. And we'll simulate now to the third round where I'm maybe looking to take a quarterback. I didn't think it was worth it earlier. I still don't really like the options, I'll be honest. I mean, Ventrell Miller is an off-ball linebacker, but I don't know how much better than Baron Browning he is, so I'm going to stay away from that. And I think finally we're going to go quarterback. And it's maybe not the answer, but it's at least a different option. We're going to go Brock Purdy, 69 overall, normal dev. Bit of a reach. But it felt like every quarterback I wanted went right before we had the opportunity to take him. Super sad. But he's got a decent arm. I probably rated it even too high. His short accuracy is way too high. But Brock Purdy, welcome to the team. You know, it's funny. I was targeting Malik Willis at number 19. He goes to number 18. And then I was thinking about Matt Corral in round 2. Where does Corral go? Matt Corral went at the top of the second round. You know, it's interesting that Jamar Johnson is the go-to sub-linebacker right now. And I don't hate it. Like, Baron Browning actually developing could be nice, so I think I'm going to have to flip it. Just because Baron Browning has a better shot to be my long-term middle linebacker than Jamar Johnson does. But it's an interesting thought, at least. And the only reason I'm changing it is because I want Baron Browning to have the chance to get upgraded to star development and actually make him viable long term. But Judy, Sutton, all right. We're going to be good to go. I got Trent McDuffie in the slot. I know some people are really going to hate that pick. It was just a situation of the player I wanted in Malik Willis going one pick before, and I had to take best player available. Oh, 0-6 at the midseason mark. Hell yeah, dude. And we have messages regarding a breakout player. Keep an eye on Jones. Who is Draymond Jones to superstar? Okay, that's not going to happen. What's the other one? Do we have 2 in 1 week? Oh, it's somebody... Gary, okay, interesting. I couldn't even see who it was. I was just playing a guessing game. Jerry Jeudy also has the potential to go up to superstar. I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe. We won our first game, 17-10. That's not a lot of points. That is not a lot of points. Tell me we got at least one of these. Draymond Jones goes up. That's the most surprising thing of all time, maybe, is Draymond Jones getting superstar development at any point in this rebuild. What about Jerry Jeudy? Show me superstar from Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy goes up as well. What a week. What a week. Trent McDuffie has star development, by the way. Star dev. And as you can see, the free agents, Chubb, Fant, Reisner, Draymond Jones even. Wow, well, I'm certainly going to bring him back now that he is superstar dev, and we can get him back for super cheap on a big contract, or at least with the length. 6 years for Draymond Jones. And if we were to move to a 4-3 where he plays D-tackle, Shelby Harris at D-tackle, or for Darius Mathis, who cares, you know? Then we have Bradley Chubb and Von Miller at defensive end. That makes sense. Just depends if we get a couple linebackers or not. And then Reisner, again, we're re-signing as a guard, and he will eventually move to tackle if all goes well. I feel like even though we're 0-6 or 1-6 now, I think this is going exactly to plan. The record is obviously not great, but we're doing exactly what I want us to do. Well, not winning, but I mean, the rest. And I don't have the salary cap to extend Bradley Chubb right now. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He wants more money. Wow. Ooh. We don't have more money. Where can we save money right now? Garrett Bowles is on a monster contract. I'm fine with it, though. I think Von Miller, monster contract. Chubb, oh, it's Glasgow. He's the odd man out. I mean, even Tim Patrick's getting paid a lot, but I think it ends up being Glasgow. Shelby Harris is down to a 78, by the way. Yeah, he's going to be gone. It's going to be Darius Mathis and Draymond Jones. So I cut some players I can promise you are not going to play an impact at any point in this franchise. I promise you. And we'll simulate another week. We're 2-6 now. I just have to bring back Bradley Chubb. That's the only thing. Just have to. It's not even negotiable. Just has to be done. A lot more money now. And Chubb should be back. He's not. He wants more money. The Chiefs are 9-0, by the way. Make it 10-0. Oh, and here they are on the schedule. We're 2-7. We just need a quarterback. I really wanted to draft one. How about, I know you're playing for an actual trash can team, Chubb, but please, Bradley, please sign the contract. What type of money does he want? I'm going to end up franchise tagging Bradley Chubb. Yeah, I don't really see a way around that. 4-13. We sucked. Our defense was not good. Our offense was dead last. We're really not that bad of a team. 83 overall, but man, we played about as poorly as you could even imagine. Stats and awards. Drew Lock was not great. Not even close to good. Javonte Williams wasn't too bad. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy had 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Now a superstar dev player. Could be even in the conversation for superstar X Factor after that year. Cortland Sutton was pretty good, but no one really had a lot of touchdowns besides Jerry Jeudy. Josie Jewell with a good year. Bradley Chubb had 22 tackles for loss, including 17 sacks, 11.5 for Von Miller, 6.5 for Draymond Jones, 4 for Shelby Harris. Interceptions, 2 for Trent McDuffie actually led the way. But our team sucked. Our team sucked. The Chiefs went 16-1, by the way, and won the Super Bowl. You can only wonder, what if it was only a 16-game season instead of a 17-game season? What happens? Malik Willis wins Rookie of the Year. That's just a slap in the face. Mahomes with MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. J.J. Watt won Defensive Player of the Year with the Cardinals. And Brenton Cox Jr. wins Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Falcons. We need to be better. We need to be better. We need money. That's a bit of an issue right now. We're going to have to make some hard cuts. Bradley Chubb got Superstar X Factor. Yeah, he was really good. Yeah. We cannot let him slip away. I'm not even going to upgrade him because I want his contract to be as cheap as possible. And if him being a higher overall by even 1 impacts what we pay him, not going to let it happen. I'm not sure we can afford him. He's declined every single offer. Every single offer. He's been like, no, 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 more money, more money, more money. Go to 18. Bradley Chubb's back. Monster contract. Probably worth every penny. Sam Martin. No. Drew Lock. Absolutely not. But I cannot start Brock Purdy next year. Graham Glasgow, by the way, is cut. Had to happen. Good player-ish. But we just have other guys, and he's way too expensive. Ronald Darby. I mean, I'll add him to the trade block. Shelby Harris is on the verge of being cut. Probably will add him to the trade block. No one's going to call about Shelby Harris, I promise you. So you're going to be shocked with this. No one has called about any of the players I listed on the trade block. Ronald Darby might be somebody that I trade in season. But let's be real. After a 4-13 season, something's got to give. And some of these players got to go. Shelby Harris has been a good player for a long time. Shelby Harris at 32 years old, at a 73 overall, right? 74 overall. Just can't be on the team anymore. I'm sorry, Shelby, you're gone. Mike Purcell, also, makes no sense to have you. You're cut. So going into the draft, it's kind of a weird situation. I'm looking to trade Ronald Darby. Oh man, my secondary is just falling apart. I'm just Fuller, Callahan, and Darby gone soon. Like, it's just not going to be good. I think we need a linebacker. If we move to a 4-3, we'll need a linebacker still over Baron Browning, but we wouldn't need to draft anything on the defensive line. I'm going to build the team around who I draft, and I need a quarterback. I need a quarterback really badly. Well, we pick a number 2 overall, so if there's a good quarterback to be taken, we're going to take him. And man, boy, do I want to take a corner again. He looks sick, but I can't. I have to stay on focus here. Nathan Hampton looks okay. Thurman Winter looks okay as well. Dylan Holly, a little slower. Adam Beard probably isn't the guy. I don't know who I would prefer to these guys. I think Nathan Hampton's probably just a little bit better. He's a field general, but he still has A+ throw power. He's a mid-first round guy. He's 21. Winter's a few years older. A couple years older. So Nathan Hampton is going to be the guy. We just might have to trade up to number 1 in order to make that happen. Oh, there's another sick corner. Matthew Cage. Oh, and another one. Kendall Cleveland. He might even be the best of the bunch. A- zone and man. Plus he's 6'3" and ran 4.37. That's the one. Kendall Cleveland. How do we get him? What a cornerback class. Abdul Durant. Who is this? 23 out of Temple. A- man. B+ zone. Skip the combine. Said, hey, Roger Goodell, up yours. I'm not doing it. Absolutely taking him. What a draft class already. Javon Harper's also not too bad. Not sure if we'll have a shot at him. So you don't have to look far to see Kendall Cleveland. He's the number 6 overall player in the draft. It's going to be really tough to get him. It's going to be really tough. So we're trading up one spot with the Raiders. Interdivisional trading. Oh, it's unrealistic. But we are getting the number 1 overall pick. I don't know how I'm going to get. It's probably going to have to be the Giants pick. Maybe the Lions or their second pick. But I'm going Nathan Hampton at number 1 overall. Welcome to the team. Future franchise guy. 76 overall. Obviously, we knew he was not going to be an early first-round guy. But he was the best quarterback on the board, clearly, and he's also a stud. 76 overall. Star or better development. Already the best QB on our team. Pretty good accuracy. Decent speed. Good arm at 92. Nathan Hampton was absolutely the pick. And now we're going to try and trade up for a very high overall player. I think it's going to be the Lions pick. Because there's going to be... I mean, I wouldn't be sad even with Matthew Cage. I just think Kendall Cleveland's going to be the guy I want. Just how do I get back up? All right, massive trade up to number 4. Ronald Darby, number 34 overall, and a first round next year to get number 4. It's a lot. It is a lot to move up. I think it's going to be worth it. I know, again, it's like, why am I taking another corner? It's absolutely worth it, especially since I can grab 2 with Abdul Durant down the board. Like, our secondary should end up being amazing. It's certainly going to be worth it. Just for Durant, I'm going to have to move back up. It's going to be like a 3 and a 4 to get a second. But Kendall Cleveland, 79 overall, number 4 in the class. We took him at number 4. That's crazy that he's number 4 overall in the class at 79. He's only got normal development. That's super sad. He is really good, though. 82 man, 84 zone, 93 speed. Good tackling and hit power. And at 6'3", 182, he's a string bean. At least by NFL standards. Trading a 3 and a 4 this year and a 5 next year to get number 38 from the Bears, where I plan on taking Abdul Durant, the corner out of Temple. He just looks amazing. And I feel like we've done a lot. I know it's been some weird picks. I really didn't anticipate taking as many corners as we have. Like, obviously, I think that goes without saying. But at the same time, it's like, I really don't think you can get these or let these players get by you. I just don't. And Abdul Durant said, hey, Roger Goodell, up yours. I'm skipping your combine. I don't have to do it. 6'2", 181, 23 years old. A- man is awesome. B+ zone. B+ awareness as well. He should be sick. And he's an 80 overall. The number 2 overall player in the class. Star or better development. I honestly thought it would have been flipped. I would have thought that he would have been the normal dev guy down the board. But instead, he's got the star or better development. 91 speed, 84 man, 78 zone coverage. Another really, really, really good player. And we've got a ton of flexibility in our secondary. We really, really do. The moves that I had to make in this draft were necessary. And I know it seems like, why? Corner, 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 corner. The versatility in our secondary is, again, unbelievable. It was an amazing draft class for corners. I felt like I had to take advantage of that. And when I've been having this dilemma, this crisis, the entire season so far, as we have trade offers from Malik Reed, of what are we going to do at cornerback? Because these guys are they're such a weird in-between age. What do I do with Bryce Callahan and Ronald Darby and Kyle Fuller? Well, now we know. Now we know. And we're getting third-round offers for Malik Reed. I'll take Seattle's pick. Give me the third-rounder from Seattle. Malik Reed to the Seahawks. I need to see this draft. I mean, it seems like it was insane. These players were wild. Matthew Cage was actually the best corner in the class. Best player, 81 overall. I opted to go with, and Tyquan Mitchell, another sick corner. I opted to go with Kendall Cleveland when both of them were available. And I, of course, got the worst player. I guess, I don't know. In my head, I'm like, Matthew Cage is not going to be there. And then he was at 4. And he has, let's see, only star dev. I can live with that. It's not significantly better. But yeah, definitely the wrong decision for sure. But Cage, what a class for the Lions. But yeah, we did well. Nathan Hampton, I'm really happy with. So I really can't complain. We got our quarterback of the future. I know how it looks right now. But with the thing with the rebuilds is, I'm not building a team for just next year. I'm building the team that's going to be good 3 or 4 years down the line and continue to be good. And even though we have 5 corners at 79 overall or higher, look at this. Trent McDuffie is 22 years old. Abdul Durant is 23 years old. Patrick Surtain II is 23 years old. And then Kendall Cleveland is 21 years old. Kyle Fuller, on the other hand, is 31. He is 10 years older than the youngest corner of that group. Bryce Callahan, same deal, 31. Not going to be there long term, but in a world where we have Patrick Surtain and then maybe Abdul Durant and Kendall Cleveland at corner and Trent McDuffie back at free safety, Justin Simmons at strong safety, that's a secondary. And then we can focus on middle linebacker and maybe even beefing up the D-line some more. I get that we still have some holes. We patched the biggest one at quarterback in getting Nathan Hampton. This was 100% the move. I don't really have any complaints about how the offseason went. I know it's like, you got to get a linebacker. You got to get another defensive lineman. I get that. It just wasn't the class to do it. 2-4 at the midseason mark. Why are we continually losing? Let's challenge Jerry Jeudy. He's not going to get Superstar X Factor. It says tandem breakout. It's not a breakout. He just gets like XP or whatever Cortland Sutton does. And then Jerry Jeudy, even if he accomplishes the goal, nothing happens. I kind of don't understand it, but that's just the way it is. 2-4 is another thing I don't understand. Let's see if we can see any development traits. Quarterback, show me superstar, please. Still don't know. How is that possible? He's a starting quarterback. I don't know. What about defense? What about defense? Durant has star. A little bit underwhelming there. Lost to the Chiefs 35-27. I mean, could we have even accomplished this? No. Jerry Jeudy clearly did not accomplish his goal, unfortunately. So we got Jerry Jeudy back. Netani Muti, Michael Ojemudia, Lloyd Cushenberry, and KJ Hamler. Haven't re-signed Albert Okwe-Ibenam, who, somebody get that man a tissue or two. His eyes look so red, and it looks like he's been crying a lot. I know it's just the lighting, but is it? Is it after our season last year? Haven't talked to Kyle Fuller or Bryce Callahan yet. I don't really know what to do with them still. I'm in a little bit of a weird spot. As we mentioned, we were 2-5. Not really doing that well. Not really doing that well. So, could be worse. The Lions are 0-7. But once again, we're not performing all that well. We'll simulate to the playoffs. We can still make the playoffs. There's a lot of season left. We just got to start winning. Point blank, plain and simple. 7-10. Our defense, trash. Our offense, we had the best passing offense and the worst rushing offense. Very odd. The defense, though, has got to change. Defense has got to change. I'm sick of this. 2023 season recap. The Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Stan Sherwood with the Bucks win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Mike McCollum with the Falcons wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. We are sucking right now. And the team really is far from a juggernaut. Let's see this rookie's dev trait. Show me superstar, please. Even better. Superstar X Factor for Nathan Hampton. Did he get it? He won Offensive Rookie of the Year, apparently, but okay, I'm in. Cortland Sutton, by the way, is up to superstar development. So our receivers looking awesome. They're really looking awesome. Javonte Williams is getting better. I think next season he's actually going to be really, really good. His numbers are starting to get like near elite level. And then defensively, any changes? Not as far as I can tell. Stats and awards. Nathan Hampton led the NFL in passing yards. He threw a lot of interceptions at 23 for a rookie, but also broke the record for passing touchdowns by a rookie quarterback by a lot with 47. 31 for Herbert's the record. Not anymore. And then, I mean, the passing yards record was shattered. Shattered. It was 4,300 or so by Andrew Luck. Nathan Hampton beat it by 1,000 yards. What is the record for passing yards in a season? 5,477 with the Peyton Manning Broncos. Nathan Hampton just shy of that. Javonte Williams, he's going to get there. Year 2 is going to be a big step for this team. Cortland Sutton, I can see why he got superstar. 1,500, almost 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns. Judy goes off for over 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. Fant over 1,000 yards, 1 catch short of 100, 9 touchdowns as well. Javonte Williams, even though as a receiver, was awesome. Defensively, wow. Dual 20-sack seasons. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. Why was our team not that good? I kind of don't understand. Surtain had 3 picks. Why was our defense bad? I think our defense needs to change. 20-sack season for 2 players, awesome. But they weren't good enough, so we got to make a change. 36 mil, and we got tough decisions to make. Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan. What do we do? I mean, it seems crazy that I could let these guys walk. It really does. Bryce Callahan's got to go. Kyle Fuller is good enough to keep. We're going to keep Kyle Fuller. He's not interested in signing. Well, what about Bryce Callahan? Hey, dude. Oh, he's cheaper too? Oh, let's go. Bryce Callahan, also going to test free agency. Well, I didn't want you anyways. Just kidding. Yeah, I had no interest. I just offered as a courtesy. In free agency, let me change the team. We're going to a 4-3. It's just better. So it's clear we need help at linebacker. Still, nothing has changed, except we're in a 4-3 now. I moved Cleveland back to free safety. He's an 81 overall there, and I still had strong safety. Trent McDuffie's only an 80, which is what he would be at free safety as well. So I'm like, he's just so much. No, I'm going to change that. It's just the 95 zone coverage is unbelievable. The CPU's not touching man coverage. I think it's going to work better in the back end. So never mind. I'm going to change it back. All right, Cleveland to corner. Yeah, Trent McDuffie looks like a ridiculously good free safety. So excited about that. So that's how we're going to do it. We just need help at linebacker. Really kind of at all 3 positions. Offense, I like it. I don't really want to make any changes. Tim Patrick's down to a 72. Holy, he regressed a ton. KJ Hamler's going to take over. It's totally fine. Okay, bit of an update. There are no linebackers. Fletcher Cox rejected my contract. It's not very nice. He was going to be a nice little pickup. Well, we got Eric Kendricks. We got J.K. Scott. It's important to have a punter, especially with an offense like we have. But no, they've definitely been disappointing. A backup running back could be good. But getting Eric Kendricks, I think, is a really good pickup. Really good addition. So Josie Jewell is going to play left outside linebacker. Eric Kendricks at middle linebacker. Baron Browning at right outside linebacker. And yeah, maybe a backup running back could be nice. So of course we don't have a first round pick because we traded up to get the corner, which again, no regrets about. No regrets about. But I like our offense a lot. I think the one thing I'm really looking for is, you guys are going to be shocked by this, a linebacker. That's really it. And the rest is just development. I think a backup running back that isn't Sony Michel could be nice too. I think I got Sony Michel, but I'd like a different one. There are a lot of quarterbacks in this class. Oh my God. Not that we need one. Another unbelievable corner. I don't need it. I really am not going to draft him this time. No more corners. Jameel Mentor. Jameel Mentor in the 4th round looks crazy. We'll simulate to the 2nd round. Let's make the most out of our picks. I think we're going to be able to. I like the talent on the board. Well, I imagine I will. I like the talent that I saw, at least on the draft board. Two very draftable inside linebackers, and Andrew Agnew and Michael Mahone. I think Andrew Agnew is going to be the one, though. Mid-first round guy. I think he's a bit better than Donovan Barker, who's just slower. Andrew Agnew out of Michigan State. I think we can start him right away at outside linebacker. Welcome to the team. 75 overall, ranked number 16. Took him at 40. Only normal development, but 90 speed. 90 speed. That is pretty good. 4.5 flat is definitely a good time, but wow. That is faster than I thought he would be. And now in the third, we have back-to-back picks here in the third round. One courtesy of Malik Reed. Zach Knight was someone I had watched just because he skipped the combine. And then Enrique Sanchez in case I need a backup tight end, which I already have, Alberto. I'm going to go Jamil Mentor here. He's a 77 overall, number 7 in the class. 7's all over the place as we took him at number 72. Star or better development. 84 speed, 81 finesse moves. This is our Von Miller replacement long-term. He looks really good, the 21-year-old out of Memphis. And then I might as well go with the other linebacker here. Maybe we get lucky with a dev trait. Zach Knight out of Arizona State. 72 overall, normal dev. Certainly nothing special. Not really much of a cover guy at all. All right, Ahmad Price is going to be my guy here. Early second-round guy, number 37 in the class. Took him at 104. Normal dev, but he's got pretty good short route running, pretty good catching and catching traffic. The hold X3 order still being around. It's frustrating. Doesn't stick around, thankfully, but it's annoying that it's there in the first place. It's always fun to see what type of monsters we missed out on in the draft. There's an 80 overall. It's a cornerback we highlighted. Wow, Percy Clark's an 82. I mean, he doesn't look like anything special. I mean, agility's pretty high at 96 to be fair. Like, he's good. He's really good. But, yeah, I guess it's really good for a rookie. Josh Johnson, not to be confused with former quarterback Josh Johnson. As a corner. Also very solid as well. How crazy can I get? What if Jamil Mentor played outside linebacker? Is that crazy? He's got 81 tackles. He's got a pretty good block shed. Bradley Chubb would make sense to potentially move back, but I really want him playing on the line. Von Miller, I really want him playing on the line as well. I think he's got 84 power, 85 finesse. It's nothing crazy right now. And I know Von Miller's terrible in coverage. I'm going to move Jamil Mentor back to outside linebacker for right now, just to get him involved year one. Team's kind of weird. He's a stud. Got to get him involved. It's just, you know, not a lot of great linebackers to take. We took the best one that we could, and he just wasn't all that good. Agnew's a 77 overall outside linebacker. I'm just going to start him. So, you know, it isn't the best team in the world. We've clearly built better. But they're definitely still managing to underperform, and that much has to change. That much has to change. So this is the team for this season. I still think it's pretty good. It's just, you know, it's got a little bit of a ways to go. And some of our players, unfortunately, are getting older, like Von Miller, and that's one of the most dominant players we've had on the entire team, or this entire rebuild. So Justin Simmons is 30 now. The guys are going to start to get worse. This is our window. We need a huge season in 2024. I'll see you at the midseason mark. I'm expecting pretty big things, but we need a huge season. 4-2. Chargers are 0-7, by the way. 4-2 is not bad. And you'd have to think we're going to beat the 1-5 Texans. We're not significantly better than them, but our record is. Von Miller's 35. Patrick Surtain is going to be a free agent. A lot of guys are. We do have plenty of money to bring these guys back, though. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do that. Simmons and Von Miller are probably the guys I'm going to leave to last. Garrett Bowles is interesting, too, because he's 32. He's probably already regressed a little bit. He's a little expensive, but still good. So we got Justin Simmons, Pat Surtain. You saw Javonte Williams, Garrett Bowles, Quinn Miners. Got to keep that offensive line together. And Von Miller, how much are you asking for? 1 year, 15 mil. It's doable. You're still really good. Certainly still interested. And Von Miller is back. Made the playoffs. Finally, a big season. 11-6. The Chiefs also went 11-6. Were we just kind of like slow and steady? I don't even remember where we were at the midseason mark. 4-2? Something like that? Let's see here. Lost to the Chiefs. Lost to the Bucks. Barely. Lost to the Chiefs again. Lost to the Seahawks. Lost to the Chargers. Lost to the Browns. Barely. So our offense is clearly pretty good. Our defense needs to take a little bit more of a step up, clearly. But they're close. They're at least closer. Playing pretty well. 4th best offense in the league. Nathan Hampton was unreal again. Hopefully he threw for far fewer interceptions. 14. Had 40 TDs. 5,250 yards. Rushing, Javonte Williams had 19 touchdowns. He's just not getting the ball that often. Basically split carries with Sony Michel. That's fine. As long as the production's up, you know, I'm happy with that. Jerry Jeudy, about 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns. Unreal. He's going to go up to Superstar X Factor for sure. For sure. Cortland Sutton, 1,100 yards, 6 TDs. Fant, almost at 1,100 yards, 6 TDs. KJ Hamler was pretty good as a 4th option. Love that from the boys. Defensively, Eric Kendricks certainly helped out a lot. 137 tackles, 6 for loss. Also had a sack. Von Miller almost did the same thing as he did with Bradley Chubb last year. Puts up 19 sacks and 19 tackles for loss. Bradley Chubb with 21 sacks. 6 for Fredarian Mathis, 4 for Jameel Mentor out of Memphis. His development trait is star. Not really a shock there. But he's playing outside linebacker. His coverage really isn't too bad. Felt like it made some sense for him to move back. Good agility as well. But he's my eventual Von Miller replacement. And then interceptions, 4 for Simmons, 3 for Surtain and Abdul Durant. Definitely a major jump up. The exact jump we were talking about. This is fantastic. Is Von Miller going to retire? Is that what this is? Hey, Bradley Chubb, been talking to Von. Is that what this is going to be? All right. Nathan Hampton, our QB. Yeah, Von's going to be retiring. So we're still kind of in the same situation where we need linebacker help still. Because Mentor is going to come down and play left end. Von's going to be gone. Got to beat the Patriots. We need to make a big run in the playoffs. Making it as a wild card team is not good. 38-20. We got the Browns in the divisional. We only lost by 3 to them, but now we can get our revenge. 2 very evenly matched teams. This should be a good one. Going to talk to probably Nathan Hampton again about Von, and we'll get some even more morale. And we beat them 44-38. And now it's Broncos-Ravens in the conference championship. I was a huge Champ Bailey fan growing up. I just thought he was such a sick player. And I've always been like more for defensive players than offensive in general. I know I have an Adrian Peterson jersey and a Saquon Barkley jersey in the background, but I was always like really big on defensive players growing up, like Patrick Willis and Champ Bailey and Earl Thomas, even you know, as I got a little bit older. But I remember Champ Bailey getting bombed in this game. It was the AFC Conference Championship, the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl in 2012. If I recall correctly, I think it was like the only touchdown he gave up the entire year. He was unreal that year. Julio is on the Ravens now. The Ravens are really good. This is one of the few times I can remember being a lower overall than the team we're playing in the playoffs. Jumping in here, Super Sim, obviously, not playing the games. If you want to see an actual gameplay series, check out Lions franchise. I'm not the best player, and that's like the biggest compliment ever because I'm not close. We're up 13-0. Ravens finally on the board, but we answer really, really quickly. It's 20-7. Ravens bring it back within a touchdown. 23-14 now. 23-17 into the third quarter. Offense still playing really well. 31-17. Defense needs some big stops. Only up by a touchdown. Got to score another one. Up by 10. Could it be too little, too late? And it is. 34-31. Get our big-time revenge on the Ravens. And this Broncos team is headed to the Super Bowl. Gonna upgrade some of these guys. And I'm gonna get ready for the Super Bowl. It's got to be zone for Abdul Durant. His man coverage is already amazing, actually. But to actually get his zone coverage good would be a huge boost. Again, the CPU just doesn't upgrade that. It's extremely frustrating. And I'll probably do the same thing with Kendall Cleveland. He's actually really well balanced. Maybe slot would be the best for him. Maybe get both of them upgraded. That would be nice. That would be nice. We get both of them upgraded. Cool. Kendall Cleveland's looking sick. But it's going to be interesting to see the development trait changes. Jerry Jeudy's absolutely going up to Superstar X Factor. I would bet pretty much anything on that. What else? That's probably it. It's going to be Broncos, Bears in the Super Bowl. Very interesting matchup. And let's see our development trait changes. Jerry Jeudy Superstar X Factor. Again, not even close to a surprise. I accidentally did Route Runner. I didn't mean to do that. But, you know, there are worse things to upgrade. And then on defense, we have Durant. Abdul Durant goes up to Superstar Dev. So he's already a beast. Let's do flat zone KO for him. And then I really like one step ahead, but he's got to be an 85 overall slot. And he's got to be really close to that. 83. So he'll have that eventually. But for now, I'll do deep route knockout. Kind of a nice little combo there between flat zone and deep route. Ooh, and Andrew Agnew gets upgraded to Star Dev. That makes that draft choice a lot nicer. This team's starting to look really, really good. So I'm going to do another season after this no matter what. But I really, really, really want to win the Super Bowl. Let's go Broncos, Bears. We're hopping in, hopefully coming away with the W. Super Bowl time. We are down 7-0 early, 14-0 after what seemed to be a turnover. But we're fighting back in here. It's 16-7, now 19-7. Approaching halftime. We need to score here in a big way, and we're not going to get it. Down 26-7, 26-14. I don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, we just got crushed. 36-22 is your final. Not ideal. Not ideal. And it doesn't even look like Nathan Hampton had a bad game. Well, 2 interceptions. That'll do it. That'll do it. He's just a second-year player. Picks for Roquan and Eddie Jackson. Yeah, rough, but we'll try to get our second opportunity to take home the Super Bowl in what should be the final year. Also, it feels like a good time to shout out my third channel since we're pretty deep here in this rebuild. I'm sure a lot of you guys that like watching my videos don't know I actually... First of all, I'm pretty good at GeoGuessr, and second of all, I have a third channel where I'm going to be uploading things like this pretty consistently. So if you like a game where you get dropped anywhere in the world and you got to figure out what it is from everything you're looking at, whether it's the car, the road, the environment, the everything, and this is Kenya, and I'll walk you through how to do, you know, exactly this, and hopefully get pretty close. Check out the link in the description of my third channel. It's called Gene Dangus, and hopefully I'll teach you guys how to get the country, not every time, but, you know, as many times as I can. So check out the content. Link is down in the description. Hope you guys will enjoy it. I know a lot of people like these videos. A lot of people like to fall asleep to my videos. So, you know what? This is pretty good content to fall asleep to. Oh, that's actually a sick yes, by the way. So, yeah, link is down in the description. I know not a lot of people are big on non-Madden and non-football stuff on the channel, but hey, check out the third channel. I think you guys would enjoy it if this type of thing intrigues you. This is actually a pretty good game for this too, which is nice. But yeah, I'd appreciate it. Would love more subscribers and viewers on the channel. And if you guys would like this content, check it out. Link is in the description. Third channel, Gene Dangus. Another pretty sick yes. 22K. Got the right country every time as well. And yeah, link is in the description. Gene Dangus, GeoGuessr, hopefully every day. What a round. What a round that was. It's so funny when people accuse me of cheating on that. It's like, it's almost like, I love it. Because that means, you know, I'm so good that people can't believe it. But it's so funny because people are so much better than me at that game. But that was a really good round. So I'm happy about that. But the 2024 season recap obviously didn't go our way. McCaffrey wins another MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year. Alex Morton, the Rams' new quarterback, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then the Bucs linebacker Marco Howard took home Defensive Rookie of the Year. We have a lot of money somehow. I guess it's because we're not paying a quarterback, so we just have a lot of money to work with. Am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody big that I didn't re-sign? I'm trying to think. I'm like, we got Von Miller back, right? For another year. Oh, he retired. That's what happened. Von Miller definitely retired. JJ Watt gone. Can I just confirm this here before I freak out? Doesn't show him retired. Did Von Miller retire or didn't he? Who are the 11 players ready to negotiate? Josie Jewell? No. Brandon McManus is 34. We can do better. There's like nobody in here. Jamar Johnson, Caden Stearns. They never played, so they never really developed. So we're not going to bring those guys back. We just have 60 mil to get like essentially whoever we want. That puts us in an excellent spot. But is Von Miller still playing? That's the big thing. That's the big thing. Because if Von Miller's still there, he's still there. He lied. He's like, I'm going to retire, but he's not going to. Okay. Still looking at linebacker. Corner's fine. D tackle's fine. I mean, everything's fine. These players are playing up with morale, so it looks a little bit better than it is. But linebacker, maybe D tackle. I like the secondary. I like the offense. Maybe a third receiver. Maybe a better running back. But overall, I mean, what do you do? The team's great. Aaron Jones is just sitting here. It would be a sick 1-2 punch with him and Javonte Williams. So I'm going after that. Oh, Jalen Waddle's in here. The legendary Gene Dangus is in here. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. And we got everybody I wanted, which was bringing back Albert Okwuegbunam and Baron Browning. But also, Jalen Waddle and Aaron Jones. So now we have a great 1-2 punch with Aaron Jones and Javonte Williams. And once again, Sony Michel is the odd man out. We're going to trade him to the Rams for like a bag of peanuts. And then Jalen Waddle is a great third option. KJ Hamler just really never developed with his normal dev. So I'm like, let's go out and get a legitimate stud to be our third receiver. And it's like, who is really going to stop this team now? Answer, nobody. Nobody is. So I don't know. Does Courtland Sutton play over Jalen Waddle? I think they're the same overall. Because Courtland Sutton is regressing a bit. Am I right about that? Yeah. 29, dude. Oh, killing me. And then still in the draft, I think I'm still looking for a linebacker. I'll be looking for a linebacker till the day that I die. I'm like the Giants from 2010 to now. It's actually kind of a bad draft class. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I'm going Brett Jackson. He's not great, but he's the best we got. 73 overall, star, better development. Yeah, he exists. That's kind of all I can say about him. And end of the second round, might as well take a 5th round corner, but he's actually a 1st round guy. Number 31 in the class. He doesn't believe in covering anybody, but he is fast. And last pick of the draft is Greg Orchard for me, 73 overall. Just outside the 1st round in terms of true talent. Took him at 95. He is a nose tackle that's pretending to be a defensive end. He's not a nose, but he's like 3 tech. He's a 3-4 end. Another draft class with multiple 80 overalls. 2 running backs led the way. Pretty good. All right, so this is what the actual team looks like with not a ton of morale boosts. Still really good. It's got to be... You know what? I'll keep Courtland Sutton where he is. I'll do that. And then defensively, I think I'm just going to leave the defense as is. It should just be the same team as last year, but slightly better based on development. Like, obviously, Von Miller got a little bit worse. Justin Simmons got a little bit worse, but nothing significant. And then specialist-wise, I don't know if slot cornerback even really matters. Jalen Waddle could play slot receiver and be fine. We got a great combo of running backs. Midseason mark, we are 5-2. Chiefs undefeated. Okay. Yeah, the Patrick Mahomes effect is in full effect. We made the playoffs, and not only that, we got in with a 1st round bye. 14-3 for the Denver Broncos. Patrick Mahomes threw for almost 5,900 yards and 59 touchdowns. Quite a season for the lad. What? Nathan Hampton also pretty good. Jesus, I mean 5,100 yards, 56 touchdowns to 14 picks rushing. The addition of Aaron Jones cannot be understated. Or cannot be overstated. 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, and Javonte Williams had 12 touchdowns, averaged 5 per carry. Jalen Waddle got 38 rushing attempts. That's super weird. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He also, had 1,500 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle is Jesus. Yeah, he's pretty good. Noah Fant, 105 catches, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Judy, about 900 yards, 11 touchdowns. You know who else had 11 touchdowns? Aaron Jones. I thought that name was going to be Cortland Sutton. He had 8 touchdowns. Pretty good year, though. Eric Kendricks, 105 tackles, 5 for loss. No sacks, 5 picks. Tackles for loss, 20 for Bradley Chubb, who also had 23.5 sacks. 14.5 for Vaughn. 7.5 for Draymond Jones. 2.5 for Darian Mathis. Interceptions, 5 for Eric Kendricks. 3 for Surtain and Simmons. Pretty good year. Pretty good year, all things considered. We will certainly take that. Team is now into the 90s. Nathan Hampton is well into the 90s himself. And we'll give him improviser. He's a 99 overall with morale. He's a 99 overall. Who's going to stop him? Got the Bengals in the divisional round of the playoffs. I'm scared to simulate and just get one and done. 35-32. Thank God it was the Bengals in the divisional. They're literally not allowed to win that game. But now it's Chiefs-Broncos. This should be a ball game. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully we just kill them. But, I mean, look at this squad. Look at this squad. Aaron Jones, 98. Nathan Hampton, 99. Jerry Jeudy, 98. Cortland Sutton is there. Jalen Waddle, 91. Noah Fant, 95 overall. O-line still pretty good. And then defensively, got some solid guys out here. Still getting better. Still getting better, but overall, certainly a good team. Abdul Durant's up to an 88. Cleveland's up to an 84. Trent McDuffie's up to an 87. 90 overall to their 88. They still have got some pretty good players, though, including Patrick Mahomes. Is it time for him to hand over the reins at Mile High? It's Nathan Hampton's time now, even though Mahomes had unbelievable numbers. 7-7 after 2 quick scores, and now the Chiefs take the lead, and we answer right back with a touchdown, taking the lead 14-10, make it 17-10. Chiefs tie things up with the touchdown, and now we approach the second half. Chiefs up 27-17. Only a field goal game now. Chiefs make it 30-24. Big stop by the Chiefs, but now it's 31-30 in favor of the Broncos. Chiefs marching down the field, and they score, taking a 33-31 lead. We're going to jump here. Now that we've jumped in, we're on offense. See what Aaron Jones is capable of, wearing number 18. That's disgusting. That's really, really awful. But that is also the 2-minute warning. Is that open? I think so. Cortland Sutton first down. Got on the move a little bit there. Nathan Hampton does have an interception this game. I'm going to try and not contribute to those numbers, at least negatively. 1st and 10. I'm trying to be conservative. That's open over the top. Oh, man, it's not a streak. Okay, I really thought it was a streak. That was a post. That was scary. Now, keep in mind, we really only need a field goal. We only need a field goal. I'm sending Jones up the field. Go, Hampton. Go, Hampton. He's out of bounds at the 45. 3rd and 2. Wide open. Noah Fant, first down. Clock's going to keep moving. 20 seconds to go. We're rolling out. We have that. Hampton on the run. Waddle sideline. Can't make the catch. I faked the 58-yard field goal, which is very makeable, by the way, for Harrison Butker, who I stole from the Chiefs, essentially, in free agency. We're going to call a timeout now. But I faked the field goal. I forced a timeout because they're trying to ice me, obviously. The 57-yard field goal is iced. That's stupid. They didn't call a timeout. Now they called a timeout. It shouldn't carry over after another play. That's stupid. It's 3rd and 9. I'm going to try and get the first down here. We have a timeout. So even if we don't get the first down, as long as we don't go backwards here, we're going to be in perfect shape. Super open. Albert Okwe-Ibenam. Take the first. Call a timeout. Give me that final timeout, Kansas City. Are they not going to? There it is. Took them long enough. All right, 6 seconds. I am not going too far. I still have a timeout. Just go down. Just go down. Final timeout. Chiefs cannot ice us. If I come in and we're iced, I'm going to be annoyed. Because that should not be how this works. 45-yard field goal, and of course, we're iced. But this one, I mean, it should be fairly straightforward. I think we drilled it. Kick is up and good. The Broncos are headed back to the Super Bowl. Shouldn't have been iced. That was stupid. This game sucks. That's the least of its problems. But we're going back to the Super Bowl. Big-time players make big-time plays. That's how you kick. And it's a Broncos-Cowboys Super Bowl. That is a very interesting matchup. But this is the final team. We're 91 overall offense, 89 defense, 90 overall, I believe that said. And as you can see, Jalen Waddle goes up to Superstar X Factor as well. Gonna have to slide him a little bit higher on the depth chart, I think, after that. And then defensively, ooh, Mentor and Agnew both go up to Superstar Dev. Jameel Mentor looks sick. Andrew Agnew also looks really, really solid. 91 speed, 94 tackles. Great. Surtain and Durant at corner. I mean, the safeties are still sick. This team's just really, really good. Definitely a really fun team. I like the realistic rebuilds because we get to keep the core and really develop some of these guys. Obviously, it takes a little bit of luck to get the superstar development that really makes those guys, you know, be playable. But let's see if we can beat the core of the Cowboys that have kept together. Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and Ezekiel Elliott. I'm sure they probably aren't sticking with Tyron Smith anymore. He just is probably a bit too old to be sticking around, and Travis Frederick obviously retired. Whether Zach Martin is still here is a question mark. I was about to say pretty slow start to the game, but all of a sudden things are picking up in a big way. It's 28-7. 35-7 now. The Cowboys really not showing up. It's 42-7. I'm feeling like in sync because bye. The Cowboys are out of here. 52-10 is your final. 52-10. We go to the Super Bowl in back-to-back years and finally walk away with the Lombardi. Everything this team ever worked for. Yeah, we brought in some reinforcements. Jalen Waddle, arguably the best football player in NFL history. He hasn't played in a regular season game yet, but that's fine. Yeah, this is what we wanted here. To hoist the Lombardi, to win it all, and that's exactly what we've done. I think it's Garrett Bowles up there, despite him actually not having long hair in real life. Am I right about that? He's 77. He might not be. That might be like a 77 Quinn Miners? I have no idea. I've never seen him actually play. It doesn't matter. Super Bowl, game over. The Broncos are champions. 5 touchdowns for Nathan Hampton. 5 touchdowns. Oh, not a great game from Dak. No touchdowns. 4 interceptions. 2 for Justin Simmons. 1 for Patrick Surtain II, and 1 for Abdul Durant. That is your final, and that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to use code Bengal on SeatGeek. Save yourself $20 when you buy tickets for anything. Link to my 3rd channel is in the description. Upload MLB The Show every single day, pretty much, on my 2nd channel. That link's in the description. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm active on all social medias, really. Even TikTok. I'm trying to upload more, too. So check those out. Links are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Appreciate you. See you in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah. Promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah. I'ma turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.